Are you unsure about how to price your midterm rental for maximum profit? Today I'm going to show you exactly how to set the perfect rental rate to ensure you're competitive in the market while maximizing your income. Welcome to day 8 of our series, Building a Successful MTR Business. My name is Michelle, and I am here to help you through your real estate journey by providing you my story that will hopefully inspire you to take a leap of faith and build your legacy while impacting others. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into how to price your midterm rental. It is a little bit of a longer video, but I promise you, if you stick with me, you'll understand how to price your MTR against the competition in your area. I'm going to show you different tools that I utilized when I first started, and I actually still use now that are free to you. So let's get started. Okay, so I am going to show you a little bit about how I look at things. First and foremost, I actually don't talk to any sellers until we actually have something in contract, and I'll talk about that in a later series, how I talk to no sellers and how I bite my portfolio. I actually buy from wholesalers and agents, and they've already locked up the contract. If it's a subject to or creative finance, then at that point, I will have a conversation with them before going any further. But that's the beauty is I don't like calling sellers and asking them and giving them a lowball offer. I prefer to focus on the numbers, focus on the areas I want, and I work with local agents and wholesalers to be able to find those deals for me. And then I negotiate and lock those deals up. But for the sake of this exercise, I do want to show you kind of how to price in your market. So I'm just going to go Dallas Homes just so that I'm not biased because I haven't looked in this area. And we're going to go ahead and go for sale. I want to do a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So we're going to apply that. And then the home type, let's just do a house versus anything else. So we're going to start to look. We obviously want to make sure that you're looking at homes that are in that area. This is a small home. So 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1348. Let's say a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1400 square feet. Let's also look at Furnished Finders, and let's do Dallas, Texas. Typically, I already have a zip code in place, but we are going to do this live. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at what we want to do. Bedrooms, bathrooms, 3 bedrooms. We want an entire unit. And let's look at more filters. So 3-bedroom, 2-bath, entire unit. So let's apply. And let's see how many we find. We find 30. Okay. So we kind of just going to look in the area. I mean, the first thing I think about if I was looking at this, I see a VA hospital. I also see University Park, but sometimes it's good to be in that area, like into certain areas that are clustered. I personally kind of know my market, and I always like to be in the suburbs. I traditionally don't like to be downtown. And here's why. Downtown are going to be for like traveling professionals. They're going to be for your, nomads and so forth. I typically like going after insurance companies and going with construction workers. Most of those are going to be in the suburbs, and you're going to be outside of the downtown area. Most downtown areas, again, are probably for like short-term rentals and so forth, but I like to be kind of on the outskirts. But let's just, for the sake of looking, let's see what this one looks like. And we're going to kind of do everything together. So it looks like a brand new home, actually, or renovated. So I love looking at pictures. Yeah, this is a newly renovated. You can just tell. The address is 203. I can probably figure this out. But yeah, this is totally newly updated, and you can tell either it was a new development, huge closets, double vanity. Yeah, I like this house is really nice. And so let's see what they have, let's see here, 1922 square feet, which is good. 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 5 guests. And let's see, don't need to leave house. Everything is in the garage. G6 for fully functional trainer in the garage. Oh, so they even have. And so this is another thing you want to do is you want to shop your competition, right? And so you want to see like what do they have? What are the amenities? I always do that also for inspiration when I'm doing rehabs. Because do remember, if you're just tuning in, I actually buy my properties, I renovate them, and then I put them in midterm rentals. So I have arbitraged in the past. It was not lucrative for me. And I like to buy properties. So this one looks nice. Let's go back to where I kind of went and looked. And we can kind of see that it's in Real Hill. So if we get a little bit closer, I could probably see the area. So you got curious to know what this 2385 is. Let's see how this house looks. I have some of this in some of my properties, a couple of them. Okay, so they don't really show you a lot of pictures. I don't recommend that, guys. So I can tell here, and I did this in a previous episode or in the series, professional pictures. You definitely want to have those because these are not professional pictures. You can just tell. You probably want to have someone come in and do like one pillow, right? That doesn't make sense. This could look really, really nice if you actually put just some thought into it. My recommendation is get a cleaning crew to come and do a make ready, and they can get it for picture photos, especially on the day that you're going to do it. Because they will help out. There's a lot of photographers that are out there as well as cleaners, and they know what you're trying to do. I know that there's a controversy about not putting things on counters. When I'm doing pictures, I like to put things on counters so that they can see that it's fully equipped. And I know there's a controversy of not showing things in the cabinets. I do like to at least put the coffee maker, on here. And honestly, with this property, they could probably get more if they just put a little bit of work into it, because this property is 1,050 square feet. So here, guest Wi-Fi, cute guest house with its own bathroom, kitchen, mini fridge. Okay. I don't know if this probably it looks like, so it's available February 24, 2025. Maybe it's someone just putting it out there and starting to do renovations. Who knows? But let's go ahead and go with this one here. So I want to kind of go in. Oh, where did it go? There we go. My goal is to try to figure this out. And this is something you can do as well. Don't know where it went. There we go. So let's see if it allows us. 203. Croc. South. Okay, so I actually am able to look also in this area. So I was able to pull it up like that, utilize that trick. So that was the house that was right next door. Ooh, so they're looking to get 4,500. We're going to show you kind of what it looks like in that area in just a minute. And I'm doing everything with free stuff. So I know that when you're first starting out, it's like buy a property management software, get dynamic pricing. You don't have to get all of that when you first start. Like, honestly, I'll show you some quick tips on how to, and I'll show it in this video, what you can use in order for you to get free on the free stuff and kind of get a concept of it and know what's going on. So, I mean, honest, I don't really know this neighborhood. Let's see how many we find in this zip code, but we're going to run with this because this is a good example as you're doing your research. So this house is brand new. This one's not too bad. This is horrible, but at least we kind of know more or less the area code. So let's see. 75211. Okay. So 75211. And we're going to go to Zillow. And we're going to want to look 75211. And we're going to want to see what's for sale. 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And let's see what's in the area. Haha, that's that's actually the exact same house that we just saw that went on market. So let's see. So this one is a price got cut, $289. Obviously, it's not as updated, right? But I mean, there's a lot of things I could do to this. But anyway, we're not talking about that this time, kind of the rehab. But let's see how long it's been on the market. Like for me, I look what's in the area. And it says location, situated right off of Loop 12, just minutes from downtown Irving and Grand Prairie. The home is central to all things in DFW Metroplex. Built in early 2000, exceptional, maintained. And then, okay. So let's go back to search. They have one in that same area, 3-bedroom, 2-bath for 1644 square feet for 480. Let's see what this one is. This is actually pretty neat. I guess this is something now that Zillow is doing. I got to check it out. And so let's look at this house. It's probably newly renovated. This is obviously very different from the other house that we just saw, but it's going to be good for you to know why we're doing this right now if later on in the video. But yes, so this is very much updated. You can tell these have the newer finishes. They either redid the whole kitchen or just did new. I mean, you can tell the flooring's redone. Yeah, so this is definitely more updated. You're going to get more for this. So 480,000 is that house. So you're at 260, 475. This is actually going to be, when we do numbers, it's actually going to be a pretty good area. But let's just see. So the next thing is we're going to, this one's 377. Same thing, right? These are going to be updated. It's a smaller home. It's 1,300 square feet, but you can tell it's all newly renovated, right? And let's see what this says. By doing this search, I may have to buy a house in Dallas. This is beautifully remodeled home in a must-see price, 3-bedroom, 2-bath property, fully renovated and upgraded. Okay. So they've done includes modern windows, a durable roof, new flooring, new electrical, plumbing, and much more. The home boasts a spacious layout with bright, open living spaces, perfect for entertaining. Okay. All right. So far we kind of know in the area, the range is anywhere from, I would say, if we looked at comps wise, and again, we can do a whole video. Just let me know down below if you're interested of doing a whole video of how I look and see. But just looking off of this, even here on average, we're looking around the 400,000 is more or less what's in this area, which is a good thing because these are brand new homes. Or they're brand new renovated, and typically with the insurance, you're wanting to know how much is it going to be rebuild cost. Okay, so let's just go with this zip code 75211. So I like to use this website when I'm doing the free stuff, and I've trained on this before in a webinar, and it works perfectly fine. So you sign up for free. I don't have no affiliate link or anything. You just put in your actual email address. It sends you over a link, and you can go to tools. It talks about an Airbnb calculator and an actual Airbnb market data, and then Airbnb Finder. It's all the same thing, guys. I know that everybody thinks like it's short terms are going to be a little bit different. It will be depending on what market. If you're going to be obviously off of Collins right here, yeah, definitely on the beach, it's going to be different. But if we're looking more suburbs and you're looking more for midterm rentals, it more or less will be the same. I like looking to see what these prices are and compare them to also Furnished Finders. So you'll go ahead and click on market data, and it's going to ask you to put in a certain zip code. So we are going to put 75211 zip code. And we're going to search. So in here, you want to see, it says, okay, 7.5, and I want to do top Airbnbs. Why am I going on here, guys? Because I kind of want to see more or less what these properties are listed for and kind of know what my ADR is. If you don't know what ADR is, ADR means average daily, I'm going to move myself over here, average daily rate. You're going to kind of want to see what that looks like. So they don't have a lot in this area, which that's okay. And don't know why it gave me that zip code, 75211. Is the zip code we wanted to look at. All right. So there's a ton right here. And that's where Crockrell Hill was. So if you look, they have, let's look at top Airbnbs. This is a very good area. Okay, so 314 ADR, because it has a pool, you're going to have 400. Revenue is like 7,300. Let's just look at these. It's somewhat set up like a short-term rental because it has this area, but some of my properties have that too in the MTR side. As long as it's not taking up, in my opinion, as long as it's not taking up space inside the dwelling, I'm okay with that, just because you don't want to give up a room for a game room. I wish they would have professional pictures. So if you notice here, you can view this on Airbnb. So again, Price Labs gives you this. I used to use back in the day Mash Visors. Don't even know if they're around anymore. We have an internal dynamic pricing that we have with our enterprise software that we're currently with. If not, I would give you the name, but it's like their particular one. And here you can kind of see more or less how far are they booked out, how are they not, and the occupancy. So 7,300 is like what they're getting on that. Let's look at this one. This is probably very comparable to the one that the two that we saw. Here's the actual, you can tell they refinished those tables. Black, it's in. I'm not a big dark color fan, but I totally get it. So this one is showing the two beds. Again, not that much stuff. Let's see what their occupancy is at 53. I could give you some advice why. It's probably because of the way the pictures are, to be honest. They looked booked. Right now we're getting into, other seasons. So you get my point. I would say our average, if we want, you can do here as far as an overview. I would look at any of the 3 bedrooms. This one has 87 reviews. 87 reviews, 77% occupied. Those are the things that you want to look at, because obviously this one's been on the market for a minute. So let's look at their furniture. It's honestly not great, but in my opinion, you don't have to. You do want to do a little bit more, but in my opinion, you don't want to go all out. Like there's no pictures on the walls. You kind of want to do that. You want to do, and there's not a lot of pictures period here, but they're making it, and they're making it work for them. All right, so, and 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, sleeps 5. You can always go and look in their, Airbnb listing, and you can kind of see what the information is. You do want to take your time to do this, guys. If you are purchasing a property, I mean, this is what's going to be at your portfolio at all times. So I'm going through this a little fast, but you do want to be able to, okay, so they have more pictures here. You want to really take your time and look at this, see how people are setting things up, see how you can be a little bit different, right? And making sure that you can add, like even just putting a photo here would have been better. Making the bed properly, that goes a long way. I mean, chair's kind of beat up. But that irks me, that just bothers me. Like, this is showcasing your property. And I'm telling you that insurance companies and construction companies, HR, they're going to look at this. And I mean, great, they're giving you a bunch of supplies, but you do want to be able to like showcase your property better. And it's like, this is what it's like when you're looking on Amazon, or you're looking for something, professional pictures, they do matter. Apparently it's pretty busy in that area. So, and he has a lot of good comments. This one's a 3-star. I wonder why. Okay. Has to do with cleaning. All right. So getting off on a tangent here, but let's go ahead and see, because our whole main goal is how do we do pricing. So this is showing 4,500 is in that area. I honestly believe that you could probably get more. Why do I say that? Okay, so this is my math. A lot of people don't, I don't even know if a lot of people don't agree with me. I just know this is how I do it. And I've been very successful in doing this. So it is what it is. So what I like to do is, when you go with insurance companies, they have an additional living and expense. So additional living and expense is ALE. It is going to be based off of the rebuild of the house. Typically that is about 20% of whatever the rebuild cost is. If you notice, some of the new houses that we're looking at, they're around, like I said, the 370 to 400. So they're probably having to get insurance to be able to cover that. So we would say, just easy math, at 400,000. You want to times that, multiply that by you want to multiply that by 20%. Equals 80,000 divided into 12. That's usually about 6,600. Now, I usually will work off of that, because here's the thing. They have other living expenses that they have to worry about. So 45 to 6,600, I guarantee you, if we're going to continue to look here, you are going to see that those are probably exactly what is being asked for in that area. Okay, the other thing you want to do is you want to go to rent, and you want to see what they're renting at in that area. So 75211, I want to make sure that's the zip code that we're looking, 75211 it is. And we're going to go into that zip code. I'm going to do for rent, and I'm going to look for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And the home type, I'm going to deselect everything else. I'm going to do houses, and I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to do furnished. Okay. And this is going to allow you to look and see what in the area. Man, I'm good. What did I say? Around 6,500 in this area. How much are the pricing? So let's just go before looking at pictures. Here, Dallas appointed home. Okay, I just want to see if it's fully furnished. Talks about yell and nest, the laundry, shampoo, master. Owner pays for all utilities, including Wi-Fi. Required cleaning is $250 maximum. Dogs. Okay, so this looks like an MTR. So let's look at it. Let's look at the pictures. You can tell they're professional pictures. You can tell that this is updated. So you know more or less now how much you're going to get in that area. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Nice yard, nice outside. This looks really nice. If you notice, they also did the 3D tour. This is something that I told you in my marketing video that you want to do as well. It is so worth it, especially if you're working with midterm rentals. They always want to come in and they want to go do a tour. Why waste time? Just like, hey, now you have a Matterport, go in there, you can get into everything. I won't say that it will be 100% resolve that issue, but do you see how a portrait just makes a difference? You want to do stuff like that. Like it doesn't cost much to do a little bit, to go the extra mile. Double vanity, it's a big portrait. But you see how they have it on the wall. It's a decent sized house and it's very nicely staged. Not too much. I like doing my houses like this as well. You know, feel free to check out our website. You can kind of see how we stage our homes. I don't really like to put a lot of stuff because then it also, once it can get misplaced, it can get broken. And then the cleaning crew, if they don't, oh, I like that lamp. If they don't clean everything or they have to clean everything, then you do get penalized for cleaning, which as you should, right? Your cleaners are like one of your most important assets for your properties. Okay, you get the drift. So let's go back. So this is at 6,600. It's at 1,750 square feet. So again, we went through several different ways. Zillow is one of them, right? I went to look at a purchase price. So now you're going to more or less know what that purchase price is. And then I looked at the rental. We looked at Rabu and saw what was in the area as well, right? And wanting to see how it compares and what does everything look like as far as staging wise and square footage and the reviews and certain things that you could do. But if you notice, this is a pretty good area. And then what you're going to want to do is when you get a mortgage calculator, again, we can go on another video of how I do that, but you can get a mortgage calculator. You can understand how much you're going to be paying for the property, what your PITI is, and for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, really look and see as far as utility wise. I typically put a cap on my utilities, internet, utility, security, but then you can break down every single thing and see if it's worth it for you, if it's worth purchasing a property like this in that area. If you look at the unfurnished units as well, you could probably gauge how much the rent is going to be in that area. I say that because if you look at 2275, their mortgage on this is probably about 2,500 because of the fact, let's look at when the so-called purchase is here. So they went ahead and they've been lowering it. So 2023, okay, so price change, sold. So it was sold in 2020. So they have probably a lower mortgage, I will be honest with you. But unless they did a refi. But if you notice, they're at 34, 33, 2,900. They went up to now they went down to 27.25. So more or less, let's just say your mortgage and everything is going to be 27. You can all in with bills, you'll be around 3,000. I did give you a breakdown in another video. Please check that out in regards to how to know what's going to cost you. But it's all going to work as far as on your mortgage and when you get that. That is why I like to get creative finance or subject to deals, because those particular deals are going to be a little bit less in mortgage. If you notice, here's another $6,500 one. Same thing. So and it talks about very convenient. So 6,500 is what I would be betting on if in this area to make. And so it is up to you when you look at the calculations to make sure that you are what your PITI is going to be. And then I gave you a breakdown of how we put 10% away for any maintenance. If you're getting a newly renovated home, you won't have as much maintenance. And this one obviously is fully furnished, short-term, long-term, and executive rentals. So if I was a betting man, it would be around 6,500. I guarantee you they're making around 2,500 to 3,000 profit every single month, which is a pretty good, and especially, again, different market, right? San Antonio, as I mentioned to you, is not really that type of market, but Dallas is a very upcoming and a very metropolitan area. So of course, you will get those prices. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it really did help you. As I mentioned, I did show you some of the different tools and how the marketing strategies on what we use. And if you feel that this was helpful, or if you have any additional questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. And I hope that I was able to give you some information to help you on your business journey and building your legacy while also building wealth.